It's a brand new day.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Tyler.
Hi, Tyler. I'm Retta.
Oh, great to meet you.
My name is Retta, and Tyler may know me from Parks and Recreation.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, did it all myself.
Oh my gosh, gorgeous.
I know Tyler because I watch the show. I cry every episode. So I'm slightly obsessed, and I'm hoping I don't embarrass myself or Tyler. I'm very excited to have you, my friend.
I'm so glad. When the door opened, I was met by a really lovely lady, but I had absolutely no idea who answered it. Before I start, I always kind of like to just explain my process.
When he was explaining how he works, I was like, in my head, I was like, I know how it works. You scribble, I got it. I'm ready for it. You're gonna sweat, I understand. I'm a sweater too.
That's really what it's all about.
Okay.
So
I know you, guy. I know your thing. I know your sitch. I know your situation. I know your methods. So let's go.
are you interested in hearing from people on the other side, or are you more curious about your personal life?
First, I want to know the Powerball number. And then beyond that, I do want to know about career.
Okay.
I tend to be anxious about work and needing to know when this is going to happen, when's something going to come up, whatever. That's the nature of an actor. You're still anxious. You'll be in a hit show and you're like, when this ends, will I work again?
So I'm just gonna kind of scribble. I'll do my thing. I'll let you know what's coming through, what we connect with, and we'll see what we do. Okay, so this is interesting. Really quickly, can I do health just really fast, if you don't mind?
If Tyler says, I think you need to get something checked out, I'm leaving from here to get it checked out.
Okay. When it comes to actual, physical health, you are gonna deal with a back problem, you're gonna deal with a knee problem, and you're gonna deal with an ankle issue.
I hate you.
But it's all three.
I hate you, dude.
I'm sorry.
That's my life.
I know.
Bad knee, bad ankle, bad back.
Exactly.
I've had these issues, and this last 3 weeks have been brutal. And so he's like, I see an ankle and issue in the back. I was like, Kenya? Yeah, well.
I'm just gonna keep in mind, but that definitely is the area that I'm looking at. Nothing to worry about. We're gonna give that. Okay. I know this is. Let me think how to frame this, because that's kind of a heavy. There's someone coming through, so do you mind if I talk about people who've passed? We can do anything. I just want to go with whoever you're comfortable with.
I want to. Tell me what you can tell me.
Sure.
Unless it's somebody creepy.
Oh, no one. All good. That's fine.
I'm a little bit nervous about the medium part of it. I hope that there's no, bad spirit who like to skin people that for some reason likes me and hangs out at my apartment.
Actually, I have a grandmother coming through. So she's the one who makes the connection. Are you all right with that? Mm-hmm. Awesome. Okay. She's acknowledging that she has been gone for quite some time. Is that correct? With your mother's mom?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
She passed away not long after I was born.
Okay.
I only have an idea of who she is from the stories that my mother tells me. I've seen pictures and I've heard my mother talk about her parents, so there's a connection I didn't even think was coming.
As she's coming through, she's like a force. She's feisty. She's amazing.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. And as she sees herself towards the end of life, she's placing herself alone. And she puts this as being a significant thing and a positive thing, because she was able to be who she truly was. She didn't really feel like she was able to be herself around your grandfather.
That I can get and they were split for a good amount of time. My mother grew up in my grandfather's house.
Sure.
And like you said, she's feisty. Apparently I get my personality from her. Whenever I was being really goofy, my mother would, see my mother. I just picture her just being like,
Right.
I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah, so her connection to you definitely on the other side is much stronger than in life. But, she has the chance now.
Of course she sees me. Of course she's around me. I'm probably channeling her half the time with my foolishness and when I'm being annoying.
So your grandma's having me kind of talk about some career stuff. Talk about you. So the way that I would word this is that technically if family ends up, if we end up helping family financially, you basically, her way of just saying I'm aware of you, I'm aware of your success. It's important to have healthy boundaries, but family will need your help ultimately.
I help my parents out, so I'm there's that pressure to keep going because it's not just you. It's not just my mortgage. You know what I mean? I guess I hope that everything's is gonna be okay. Maybe I hope for a little hope. Maybe I hope for a little guarantee. That's what it is.
Now, as we kind of talk about future opportunities and things along those lines within career, it's coming through very clearly, and it's an interesting message of know what you can do, know what you can't, but I would really emphasize, like, relax, it's gonna be all right, because I'm referencing to a really strong career solidification, things along those lines, and that looks good. I can guarantee you it will, but it won't be anything to worry about, and it'll be fine.
It is interesting that it's the grandmother that comes through, because I always thought, oh, I'm sure she watches after me. You know, because now when you say it's my grandmother, I can see her being like,
Exactly.
protecting.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for coming. I appreciate it.
Also great meeting you.
It's nice to meet you. You're lovely. You know, my mother always prays about let the angels watch over when she prays for us, you know. And now I have an idea of which angel it is. You know what I mean? I just feel like I do have somebody else in my family that is telling me I am going in the direction I should be going. Don't make me cry, damn it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Oh.
One of the most interesting things about these readings is that it gives people an opportunity to connect to their loved ones that they've oftentimes never even met. And in this case, Retta's grandmother came through very strongly, which was so interesting because I was trying to focus on career and she ended up talking to me about Retta's career. There's some future accomplishments that she has yet to do that her grandmother is aware of, and I think that in going to that next level, she's gonna be with her every step of the way.
My grandfather, right before he passed away, he was trying to say something.
He's acknowledging, looking at people, but looking past them. Your daughter, I feel like I have to highlight. She comes through and is like, no, that's not how this works.
It's such a hard job trying as a parent in the situation.
It's a brand new day.
I can tell that the individuals coming through are capable of communicating, but they're refraining from really coming through clearly, which means that they might be holding off or waiting for me to meet the client in person or them to come through. Hello, hi, I'm Tyler.
Good to meet you. I'm Pia.
Oh, great to meet you.
Come on
Oh my
in.
gosh.
My name is Pia Toscano, and I think Tyler may know me from a show that I was on. I was a finalist on American Idol.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Definitely.
I've been so excited to meet you.
I'm so glad.
I'm super excited. I'm a really big fan of Tyler's. He seems so sweet and approachable. And when I saw Tyler's gift, I was like, if there's gonna be one person that I do this with, I want it to be with him.
For you personally, in your personal life, are you curious about like anything particular?
Yes, I always want to know about, you know, anybody close to me.
We'll
So yeah, just
go
let me know where to
Sure.
start and I'll...
Absolutely. The way that this kind of works is usually I hold onto an object.
So do you just hold on to the bag?
Sure,
or 'cause
absolutely.
there's things in there, but I'm sure
Okay.
you'll get... Yeah, I'm a little nervous. You know, there's things that I feel like I need to know. I do need closure for sure. So I don't know what to expect. I'm hoping for the best and I'm putting my faith and trust in him.
Okay, so I will kind of hold on to this and then we'll jump right into it, all right? Okay, so. The man coming through super strongly, so I'm gonna kind of like get it all out and then we'll kind of go from there. Now, this man that's coming through is referencing to his passing being like unresolved. But I'm gonna have to give you the details of the passing in order to kind of like make sense of what this is. And the one thing I do have to ask is to get it out of the way. I felt the individual that would come through today communicates with his loved ones or, you know, individuals that he's connected to is actually through numbers repeating. Basically the same number everywhere. It's like seeing number sequences to an extent that's almost uncanny where one would have to be like, okay, this is strange, what is the message here? So this has been coming through since Monday. I do diary cams in the morning and I said, I have to talk about a sign being sent of repetitive numbers to my client on Thursday.
Oh my goodness.
Would be the kind of thing. I'm picking up on a client that I'm going to be reading that will end up being female, that I have to talk about seeing repeating numbers, and that seems to be her loved one's way of trying to communicate with her.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I know 100% what you're talking about.
Okay, where would that be?
It would be the number 13. And October 13 is his birthday. First of all, I see this number
Right.
everywhere since he passed away in the most random ways. One time I was on the American Idol tour, about to go on stage, and I didn't see the number. And I was like really sad because I was like, he's not here with me today. I'm nervous. I want to do really well because my cousins were coming to see me.
Right.
I'm literally just about to walk up the steps on stage, and my cousin texts me, look at the seat I'm in, and it was 13.
Wow.
And I put my phone down and I
Nailed it.
went out there and performed. I literally see it everywhere. And then today, when I was like, I hope he comes through, I hope he comes through,
Right.
I pressed on my phone to see what time it was, and it was 10:13.
Wow.
And that was I feel like his way of telling me, like, I'm coming.
Right.
I'm not gonna let you down. I'm
Right.
gonna be there. That's definitely what that number is.
Right.
When Tyler brought up the whole number situation, I could not believe that he knew that direct connection. These are very specific things that no one else would know.
Okay. As he's coming through, he's having me talk about his passing. Okay. Oof. The way this comes across is there's a feeling of multiple issues with the heart. There's not just one, and he's bringing me to the heart in references to the quick, the fast, and he's saying, I'm sorry, because this could have been avoided. And then I'm referencing to valve. And they're referencing to the valve problem, and this is a very specific issue, but the timing really made this difficult. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
This is exactly why I wanted to meet you.
He's bringing me to the heart in references to the quick, the fast, and he's saying, I'm sorry, because this could have been avoided. And then I'm referencing to valve. And they're referencing to the valve problem, and this is a very specific issue, but the timing really made this difficult. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
This is exactly why I wanted to meet you. When you say heart, can I tell you?
Absolutely.
My grandfather, my grandpa Jay, he died of congestive heart failure. And of course, that has all to do with the valves, I
Right.
think, that you're talking
Absolutely.
about.
Yeah.
He was like the rock in our family, this gentle soul, but a very strong presence in our family. He's the glue that kept us all together. I've been wanting to connect with my grandfather, but I carry him with me at all times and through every performance. I just want to talk to him and get to know if he's okay.
Absolutely.
He was our best friend. My grandfather was the biggest part of my life. I did everything for him. The day that my grandfather passed away, it broke me to pieces because that was my grandfather's birthday. And I came into this world celebrating every birthday with my grandpa, and he taught me everything that I know pretty much. He was one of the first people I sang for. I just miss the time that we spent together. I wish I could have spent more time with him.
With your grandfather coming through, he's clearly still such a massive force, in your life, and
Yeah.
just immensely proud of you and so aware of this. But he comes through with such a strength, and I feel like he, in part, is really why I was supposed to be here today.
Can I ask you one more? I'm
course.
sorry.
Oh, absolutely.
I'd be with you all day.
No, likewise. Absolutely.
My grandfather, right before he passed away, he was trying to say something, and I was wanting to know what his message was, what he was trying to say, because he just couldn't speak anymore.
Let me figure out what this would be. Thank you. He was saying, this is strange. He's having me reference to mom, not your mom, his mom.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's referencing to reunited. But there's an acknowledgement of before he passed, he was actually seeing people in his room. Because he's acknowledging, looking at people, but looking past them. And when they show that, that always indicates that they aren't alone and that their loved ones are kind of coming through. But he acknowledges being reunited with mom.
Yay.
And he references to having a sense of resolution with the relationship with his dad. So there's a sense of
Dad
resolve.
died when he was really young.
Yeah.
When he got hit by a bus when he was really young.
Right, and they never really had the chance, obviously, to have that relationship. So the resolve that came with his passing was a relief because he kind of got to know Dad finally in that way. And so there would have been this feeling of okay, I know I can go now.
The fact that he could reconnect with his father that he lost at a very young age, that makes me happy. Because this man was the center of my world. And just to know that he's okay is the greatest gift I could ever be given. You don't know how much you've given to me, because this is like what I've been wanting for years, is just to see my best friend, talk to him again. But I feel like I was like with Grandpa again, like I always wanted that. This is one of the best experiences I've ever had. Thank you.
Oh, you are so welcome.
Sorry I'm a
You're amazing.
mess of tears.
You know what? Tears are a release.
Tyler is like a ray of light. I'd always say that American Idol was like the best experience of my life, but I have to say that meeting Tyler today was one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had, probably like at the top of the list. Tell your mom I said hi.
I will.
The whole day was ungoogleable, really. There were only moments that nobody else would know. I want people to know how real and genuine his gift is. My mind is blown. I couldn't even find words.
I see you on the other side. I see you where it's shining bright.
There's a connection of like being together with this little dog.
Her one pet was like her baby. He passed away today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
I will see you.
I'll see you
Let
soon.
you know how it
Okay.
goes. All right.
Bye.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi.
how you doing?
Tyler,
Hi,
great
Larry,
to meet you.
Nice to meet you. My name is Larry Burkhead. Tyler might recognize me from a situation with my ex-girlfriend, Anna Nicole Smith, that was in the news, but I'm gonna bank that Tyler doesn't have any idea who I am.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me. This is beautiful. I had absolutely no idea who he was. I thought he was Keith Urban. Awesome. Okay, well, thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming. I'm nervous though.
That's okay, no problem. That's what it's all about.
I'm a little nervous because I've never done anything like this before. But you know, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity because even though I'm not a believer, I'm open to it.
Have you
Okay.
brought any objects for me
I
to
did.
hold on to? Awesome. We'll hold on to that, and in the process of this, as I do this, I will probably bring through multiple people.
Okay. I have two people today that I want to connect with. Not a lot of closure was there in some of those deaths, and I thought if there's any time to maybe make that happen, then maybe that's today.
Okay. Immediately as I'm connecting and opening up, I have about 3 people that I think I'm going to probably bring forward. So I have a very insistent kind of like fatherly, patriarch like man that comes through within family that makes a connection. With this male, I feel like I have to highlight a feeling of like passing away more suddenly or more quickly, and I feel like my passing is not like supposed to happen when it does. That's strange. So there's a acknowledgement of not getting to the hospital, but I want to be at the hospital.
So the watch was my father's watch.
Oh, nice.
And he had knee surgery in the hospital, and they sent him home, and there was a question whether he really should have went home or not.
Right.
And he just passed suddenly. My dad passed away pretty suddenly, which was true, and that I missed hanging out at the lake with my dad and just spending time with him. And there was so much I really pictured my dad being able to do with my daughter, and since he passed so suddenly that he didn't get to do.
This energy of this younger woman is like almost insistent in the way this is coming through. There's an acknowledgement. I'm seeing a symbol of putting lipstick on a mirror, on a like a. This is strange. It's a message in lipstick is the way this comes through, and it's a symbol, but it's coming through to kind of help convey this individual's personality. But I'm referencing to literally lipstick on a mirror.
You know, there's no way that he would have known that. Kind of blew me away that he knew.
I don't know what this is, but I'm seeing an image basically of like a big hat. And I need to highlight like this big old, like it's almost like a silly, how do I put this? It's a hat that we would wear almost like, this seems like in a special event, but they're very ornate in the way this comes across. It seems to have some form of a significance in a sentimental way. There is a sentimental significance on the month of May that I need to bring up. There's also a reference to Kentucky that I need to bring up as well, strangely. But I'm having to joke with you about Kentucky for some reason. I don't know, it's a state. I'm not sure why it's coming through in a funny way, but there's an acknowledgement of Kentucky, and then I'm seeing that.
Well, you've kind of hit a few different things. It's, one was lipstick on a mirror, which is something that I used to always do. I used to write messages back and forth.
Right.
And I met my daughter's mother in the month of May in Kentucky.
Nice.
With a crazy hat on, like you mentioned, at the Kentucky Derby.
Ah, that's the thing.
In all honesty, I was really trying to throw Tyler off because I didn't really want to bring up Anna Nicole, and I didn't want to talk about it at first, and I wanted to see if he actually went there, but he was getting so much talk about Anna Nicole, not knowing it was her, and it was hard for me to even keep up. But it was so spot on in so many ways, and like the lipstick on the mirror, you know, some of the things that he talked about, no one really would know.
Your daughter's middle name, I feel like I have to highlight. The feeling that came through is I felt like I had a reference to middle name and then reference to switching the middle name.
My daughter was named after her brother who passed away, which a half brother.
Right.
Which, at the last second, her name was changed.
Wow.
To honor her brother that passed.
Right. Okay, that would make sense. Yeah, the number one priority that seems to come through from everybody is just keeping your daughter safe. A pride about keeping your daughter safe. There's an acknowledgement of keeping daughter away from media. And an acknowledgement of this, I don't know why this comes through, but there is like an immense pride in like, thank you for keeping her safe.
It's such a hard job trying as a parent in the situation when her mother was so public and there was so much going on around her. And so to hear, you know, Tyler say that was has been a good thing and appreciated means a lot. This is the same person.
Okay.
Just
Yep. Nice.
didn't know if you didn't get something from
Yeah. Nice. I mean, the only way I can really describe it is this woman, she feels like on some level you kind of understood some of the parts of her that other people didn't. She really deeply shows this immense joy that you were raising her child. And that, I think, is just honestly the strongest message. One thing I want to communicate really clearly is that the place that she had for you in her heart surpassed any other relationship she could have ever had, any other person that could have been in her life. There's an acknowledgement of like, no, you are the soulmate, regardless of any of the other people who try to step forward and act like they're my soulmate. She comes through and is like, no, that's not how this works. You are the one that has the connection to her and that she feels connected to. All of these other people are just extraneous. The way that this comes through is because of the nature of how abruptly and quickly she would have passed. She didn't really have the full opportunity to be able to obviously say everything that she wanted to say. When she comes through, she makes it a point for it to be known how much she loved you, and she chooses to really emphasize love, and she shows me a big heart. But she comes through with more appreciation on the other side than she even had in life, and that is immense because not only were you able to be there, you know, throughout life, she acknowledges now that she's gone, you've had to step in. And there's this feeling of an appreciation for a lot of that responsibility. I feel like I just have to keep providing reassurance. I know this sounds strange and I sound like a broken record, but you're doing everything right. Don't question that you're not doing everything right. Reading, sometimes I'll like provide random details, other times I'll feel a need to provide reassurance. And the way this kind of comes through, I feel like I need to provide the reassurance.
When Anna passed away, there was so much left unspoken. Like we had talked one day and she told me that she missed me. And she told me she loved me, and the next thing you know, I'm hearing on the news like everybody else that she passed away. But so many things that Tyler said allowed me to, you know, have that closure. Can I give you their name?
You sure can.
My daughter's mother's Anna Nicole Smith, the model that passed away. Can I give you their name?
You sure can.
My daughter's mother's Anna Nicole Smith, the model that passed away. A lot of things that you hit on was from a lot of the story that happened.
People oftentimes assume that because I connect to people that I see what they look like in life, and it's actually oftentimes not the case at all. I just kind of go through like the little indications that I get, and I end up finding out it's like Anna Nicole Smith, and it's nuts, but that's so special.
I just didn't know if you can you get anything from this necklace that if you...
Possibly. Yeah, I'll hold on to it.
I never take it off.
Oh, thank you. Very cool. Definitely still think I have Anna coming through, so there's randomly a reference of being with a little dog that I need to bring up. And there's a connection of like being together with this little dog, but this feels like an animal that would be like a child.
Her one pet was like her baby.
Oh, nice.
And we just found out he passed away today.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
bizarre. Because she comes through and acknowledges that she's with that dog that would be like the child.
The weird thing was we just found out today that her dog Sugar Pie passed away, and so that was kind of a, it was different because I sat back and I thought, there's no way he would have known that. This was mine, but she wore it, and I put hers up. But it was like always a symbol of, like when we would fight, she would take my necklace and we'd go back and forth, and then when she was photographed, she would be wearing it. And it was kind of her way, you know, she would let me know she was still thinking about me, but she wasn't able to like say it or... Right. The necklace that I'm wearing has a special connection with me and Anna. So Tyler has to have a pretty big gift for me to take this necklace off. There's a lot of different things that were going on in her world throughout her life and also after her death. And so that, and her son passed away. 3 days after my daughter was born, he was visiting the hospital and he passed away. And then my father passed away. And so it was a lot in one time frame to deal with, but you just kind of, you know, just being a dad and doing everything myself, I just kind of had to keep going and keep doing it. And,
Right.
And but there's a lot of things that, because everything happened so quick and so fast with all these people that we're talking about, that there's all these things that were just out there, you know, that you don't know how, you didn't have any closure for.
Right.
I think after all the situation that happened to me, I kind of like, I'm real hesitant around people. I don't go a lot of places, I don't do a lot of things, because I saw a different side of a lot of different people.
Right.
I think a lot of the things that you mentioned, it was the uncertainty whether she thought I was doing the right job or not, or whether I was doing a good job. And I think all the time, like just from little things like trying to, you know, pick out outfits for my daughter to wear that I think that she might have liked, or just doing things with her, that, like letting her paint my nails and stuff she would do with her mom.
Right.
And all those things you do, you think, is that enough and then enough? And so when you say that she thinks that I've done more than enough, that means a lot. So I appreciate that.
I'm so glad. Absolutely.
You know, having experienced so much tragedies back to back and not really, you know, talking to the people that passed away right before, knowing that they were gonna pass and everything was so abrupt, you know, to hear so many clear messages that Tyler had from those people, and thinking that I was doing a great job as a dad, and that my daughter was gonna do well. And I feel like I'm a true believer of his gift. You know, it's a special gift.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks a lot, you too.
Bye.